everyone wants to think positively, right? And recently I made a video about positive thinking, how actually it brings you more anxiety unconsciously. So you can check it if you haven't seen it. But today I want to speak about a very important distinction, because often people think that positive thinking is the way and they disregard negative thinking. And it's actually not about negative thinking that makes us feel negative emotions. It's our judgments about negative thinking. And today I want to tell you the simple distinction between negative thinking and overthinking. Beautiful day, unlimited sparkle. So what is the difference between negative thinking and overthinking? Because it's so important to get this, because a lot of us carry a lot of guilt or shame, a lot of negative emotions that are based on judging our negative thoughts. And if you have been investigating or observing your mind at some point in your life, you know that your thoughts are most of the time, they just come up and go. They just come up. It's not you who chooses these thoughts. They just come up. And sometimes the thoughts keep coming back over and over and over. And this is where we start to overthink. And overthinking is a very specific type of thoughts. And I'm going to tell you why, because it's fascinating. All right, so your mind should be like a river. Your thoughts just come and go all the time. It doesn't matter if your thoughts are fast or slow, because sometimes when you're in the zone and you feel inspired, the thoughts will be naturally very fast and you come up with a lot of ideas. So having a fast mind, that's not the problem. Sometimes you will be having negative thoughts. Is that a problem? No, because sometimes we have preferences and even thoughts like no or different judgments that we have. They can be negative, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. The problem comes when your thoughts are far away from the truth of who you really are. This is where you start feeling negative emotion. Now let me talk about the overthinking, because I find it so fascinating. Overthinking happens when you are in so-called indecision zone. If you're facing some decisions you have to make, and they are really hard to take actually, because it's based on your fear from the past, because maybe you've made that decision, that wrong decision in the past, and now you want to be extra cautious. But as I said before, the mind, the healthy mind, should have a number of different thoughts arising and going, and it's like a river. They don't come again. So what happens when this thought is coming again and again? It can be an attacking, persistent thought about someone who hurt you in the past, or someone who hasn't treated you fairly, or it can be some judgments about people or judgments about yourself. And maybe even though you're not in touch with this person, I've had clients who had these attacking thoughts for 10 or 20 years, and they keep coming back even though they're not even in touch with this person. So why is that? Have you seen the movie Matrix? Do you remember the part where people on the Matrix, which is like a computer generated system, which is not really the reality, and the sign of being in the Matrix was that you could see a deja vu. You had this moment when you see something twice or multiple times, it just keeps coming back. There was a scene in the Matrix where Neo saw a cat crossing his path once, and then second time, and he thought that was weird. That was this deja vu. And in the Matrix movie, that was the sign that you are actually in the Matrix. So they were like, oh, okay, deja vu, we are in the Matrix. We are outside of reality. Well, why am I telling you this? Because it really relates to our overthinking. It relates to the thoughts that keep coming back and that keep coming back. Because really, if you are in the moment in the reality, then you just have your thoughts as a river. So this overthinking, when you have thoughts that keep coming back, and usually they attack you or they feel uncomfortable, they keep coming back and they keep coming back, maybe after many, many years even, it's just a sign that you are out of touch of reality. That's all. It doesn't mean anything bad about you. It doesn't mean that anything bad about anyone else, because usually it comes with a lot of blame and fear. It just means that you are out of touch of reality, and you need to come back and you need to question the underlying thoughts and underlying beliefs that are there, because essentially overthinking is just a clue from your higher self, and it asks you, it begs you to pay attention to your beliefs and your thoughts that are underneath, because these thoughts and beliefs that you have are so far away from reality that it hurts you. And often we are so unaware of that we project everything outside, and we see blame in other people. We see all these things that is wrong with other people. However, it's never about them. There are so many things so-called wrong in the world, but you are only triggered by certain things, and that's because it's always reflected from you. And I hope that you like this distinction, because it's very important to know that it's not your negative thinking that causes any problems, because we try to avoid negative thinking. Actually, my next video is going to be about the secret power or the hidden power of negative thinking, because it can be super powerful, and there's been some recent studies on that, so I'm going to make a separate video about this. For now, just let it sink in. And if you ever need any help with any of your relationships problems, or your thinking, your processes, whatever you're going through in your life, if you have anxiety, loneliness, you experience loneliness or broken heart, whatever it is, anger, then I'm here for you, and you can check out my new website, liveunbound.com. There is some more details about my coaching and what I do, and I would love to hear more about what you need, what you want, so I can make more videos like this for you. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you taking your time to investigate what is really going on with you. And please subscribe, share my video, like the video, and if you don't like your mind, change it.